Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Kraken Packs video. I'm your host, Mr. Bevers. Today we have a box of Mirrodin Besieged. That's right. I picked this up while I was at the Canadian Nationals in Toronto. I figured, you know, why not? I picked up a couple boxes of some random product. I looked around. They didn't have as much as I was hoping they would have in the ways of, like, different older products. It's a lot harder, at least so far from what I've seen, to find places that have this sort of stuff kicking around on their shelves. I've been around to a lot of shops, as you've probably guessed from my One of Everything series, and I haven't found anyone that has product really older, like sealed boxes, I should say, older than, you know, a couple years. So, Mirrodin Besieged, when I saw it, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to grab it. And I'm going to grab it, and I'm going to open it, and let's see how it goes. So, that being said, we're looking for what? Blightsteel Colossus, Sword of Feast and Famine, Consecrated Sphinx, Tezzeret, Inkmoth Nexus, and Thrune. Those are the ones that are $10 or more. Now, that being said, those are all mythics, except for Inkmoth Nexus. Inkmoth Nexus is the only one that's a rare that's over $10. So, are we going to see a lot of value out of these packs? Probably not, but we're going to look anyway. Right? You never know. Brass Squire. Plague Mirror. Septic Rats. And first pack is a mythic, and it's not one of the mythics we mentioned. It's a Hero of Oxid Ridge. Still not a bad little guy. I don't know what he's sitting at value-wise. Maybe not even anything. I don't know. Yeah, he doesn't show up on the list, so he's not even there. So, unfortunate that our first mythic isn't of any value, but he was a really cool card back in the day. 4/2 for 4 with haste. Battle Cry, which is whenever this creature attacks, each other attacking creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Whenever he attacks, creatures with power 1 or less can't block this turn. Very cool. Wow, that's a cool looking zombie token. I don't think I have those in my collection, so that's pretty cool. I'll definitely add that to the box of tokens. Neat. That's a neat looking token. I'm going to keep that to the side. And we did get a foil here. Our foil being a Blight Widow. So we'll put the foils on top of the token there. Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave the token separate from the foils. I'll put the token here so you guys can see it. And the foils will be here, and the mythics will be here, and then we'll do 2 rows of rares. And I don't know if there's any uncommons in this set that are worth anything, or commons for that matter. So if you notice anything that I pass up, let me know below in the comments. If not, no worries. Peace Strider, Strandwalker, Quilled Slagworm, and a Green Sun Zenith. That's got to be worth something. It's worth a couple bucks out of Modern Masters, so it's got to be worth something. Poison Counter. I have a ton of those, the Poison Counters. I have like a big box full of them. It's like insane. It's like they went whole hog on them. I think I have like 50 or 60 of them. It's pretty insane. Malira's Keepers. Into the Core. Corrupted Conscience. Conscience? Corrupted Conscience? Conscience? It's gotta be Conscience, right? Yeah. Anyway. Galvanoth. A 3/3 for 5. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may look at the top card of your library. If it's an instant or sorcery card, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. Oh, the rules and tips! Living Weapon. There it is. Plains, and we did get a foil here. Another foil. Frantic Salvage. It's an interesting card. Put a number of target artifact cards from your graveyard on top of your library, then draw a card. That pack... These packs do not open very easily. They are quite stuck. Oh man, Viridian Emissary. Viridian Claw. Vidalcan Infuser. Viridian Corruptor. And a Phyrexian Rebirth. I don't know if that's worth anything, but I know it used to be. Or maybe it is in foil. And I'm just thinking of the foil copy that's worth something. But it used to be a very good card. And I mean, I should say it still is a very decent card. It's just, I don't think it has any value to it anymore. Unfortunately. A Quarter Paladin. Kemba's Legion. Good old cat, 4/6 for 7. It's expensive. Phyrexian Juggernaut. And a Mirror Works. This is an interesting one, too. 5 mana. Whenever another non-token artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 2. If you do, put a token that's a copy of it onto the battlefield. Very interesting card. We got another foil here. A foil Piston Sledge. Man. It's cool. It's a cool card. Let's see if we can keep motoring along through this box. I don't want it to take 30 minutes like my other boxes, you know? You know what I'm saying? Sphere of the Suns, Choking Fumes, Quilled Slagworm, and a Distant Memories. With another Rules tip card. Now I know why they call Mirrodin Besieged tips. Because there's so many dang tip cards. I'll show myself out. Leonin Relic Hunter, Signal Pest, Vidalcan Autonomist, and a Decimator Web. This one was interesting. Target opponent loses 2 life, gets a poison counter, then puts the top 6 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. Nice little mirror token there. Decimator Web is the kind of card that one of my buddies plays with in one of his decks because he likes it specifically for mill. His objective is not to poison you to death, and it's not for you to die to damage. It's to mill you out. And he plays it, and I'm like, but it makes you lose life, and it mills you, and it does poison. He's like, yeah, but I only care about the mill. And I was like, okay. Gruesome Encore. Cryptoplasm. 2 mana 3/3, or 3 mana 2/2. Jeebus, my goodness, dyslexia there with the changing of the things. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may have it become a copy of another target creature. If you do so, it gains this ability. Ooh, a 2/2 cat token. I actually need some of those for my cat deck. My cat deck is not standard by any means, and it has cards in it that Becca gave me. Shout out to Becca. Thank you so much for those cards. I really appreciate it. And it also has White Sun Zenith in it, and it makes those 2/2 cats for days. Nurok Commando, Lead the Stampede, Nested Ghoul, and a Magnetic Mine. Okay, so this was an interesting one, too. I remember back in the days, 4 mana artifact. Whenever another artifact is put into a graveyard from battlefield, Magnetic Mine deals 2 damage to that artifact's controller. Now, this set had so many artifacts in it that almost guaranteed your opponent was going to have artifacts in play that would be being sacked or being destroyed by your spells, something along those lines. So Magnetic Mine was not terrible. Lumen Grid Gargoyle, Vidalcan Infuser, a Plague Maw Beast, a Massacre Worm. This guy used to be worth something too, and I don't think he's worth so much anymore, unfortunately. Let's see here. Do we see him? Oh, he's sitting at $9 still. There you go. He's just under 10, so that's not so bad. Could have been a lot worse. Could have been a lot worse. And we do have a foil here. Foil Goblin War Driver. All right, all right. Things are looking up. Things are looking up. We opened a mythic that's worth something. Massacre Worm's actually a really cool card. Even if it had lost its value, I still would have been like super stoked to see it because it's definitely a fun card. Cool Dotha Flame Fiend. My goodness, what a mouthful. Skin Wing, Core Prowler, and a Blue Sun Zenith. Speaking of those Zeniths, we got green and now we got blue. Green is the only one I think that has any value to it. I could be wrong. And usually am. Good old not knowing what I'm talking about. Let me just open these packs. Goblin War Driver, Silver Skin Armor, Pierce Strider, and a Mirror Turbine. This was a cool card. I remember playing with this back in the day as well. 5 mana, put a 1/1 colorless mirror into the battlefield. Tap 5 untapped mirror you control. Search your library for a mirror creature. Put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. That was the way to go get your mirror battle sphere. So essentially you make a bunch of little mirrors and play a bunch of the mana mirrors and stuff and ramp up and go get your giant mirror out of the deck. that then makes a bunch of more little mirrors, and then also then just swings in for all the damages. Treasure Mage, go for the throat. Mortipod, and Sangromancer. This card used to be worth something as well, I believe. Sangromancer was a couple bucks at one point. I don't know if it still is, but I remember it was worth a couple dollars back in the day. It's an interesting card, right? Because it's a 3/3 flyer. It's a 3 mana. It's a 3/3 flyer for 4 mana. Jeebus, my brain. My brain is just not in it today. Flying, whenever a creature an opponent controls is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you gain 3 life. Whenever an opponent discards a card, you gain 3 life. Lead the Stampede into the core. Corrupted Conscience. I'm going to say it's going to be Conscience. And hey, there's that White Sun Zenith I was talking about. I actually need another copy of this for my deck, so happy to see it. Happy to see it. Not that it would have cost me an arm and a leg to get another copy of it. It's just, you know, I like cracking packs and opening the cards. I like being able to play with the cards that I've opened. Nurok Commando, Spiraling Duelist, Choking Fumes. Hey, there's the Inkmoth Nexus. $18 rare right there. Boom. Stick it in your bonnet. Stick it in your bonnet. Inkmoth Nexus is really cool because it's a land that makes a colorless mana, and then for 1 generic mana, it becomes a 1/1 artifact creature with flying and infect. So it basically turns on your Metalcraft, it becomes an artifact, so if you need to sack an artifact, anything you can. It also just does poison damage, which is pretty good. Peace Strider, Viridian Corruptor, Quilled Slagworm, and a Titan Forge. I have a friend who plays Titan Forge in a deck. Like, he has a deck built around Titan Forge, and it's all about moving counters around off of one permanent to another and all that kind of stuff. I saw him once make a 9/9 Titan on turn, like, 4. So, like, he played this on turn 3, and then the next turn he made a 9/9. Sphere of the Suns, Strandwalker, Gore, a Vassal, and a Creeping Corrosion. There it is. Little soldier token. Creeping Corrosion would be very bad in the Kaladesh block. Destroy all artifacts. Yep, that's the thing. It's a thing that would happen. Malara's Keepers, Kemba's Legion, Phyrexian Juggernaut, and a Mirrodin Crusader. Worth a couple bucks. I don't think a whole heck of a lot, but he is worth at least $2, $3, somewhere in that range. Not too bad. I mean, he's really good. I like him. He's good. He was a great card for White Weenies because he's a 2/2 double striker for 3, and he's pro green and black, which is basically, you know, the only thing you need to worry about then is red removal. Kuldotha's Flame Fiend. Kuldotha Flame Fiend. Spiraling Duelist, Gruesome Encore, and a Phyrexian Vat Mother. There it is. There it is. Looking weird. Another Go for the Throat. Very good. Into the Core, Metallic Mastery, and a Mere Welder. This is an interesting one as well. 1/4 for 3. Exile target artifact card from your graveyard. It has all activated abilities of all cards exiled with it. It's interesting. Mirror token. Oh, there's our foil. A foil Spine of Isha. Spine of Isha is actually a decent card. I have a deck that's built around this. It's a lot of fun to play. It's basically an inexorable tide proliferate deck that gets there with sacking artifacts and things like that, and it can do infinite turns. It has Time Sieve and Thopters, and yeah, Spine of Isha is in there just because it's a good artifact for sacking and removing things and that kind of stuff. So that can go in the Mythic pile for now, just because it's the foil rare, and we'll put it there for now, just so that you guys can still see it on the screen rather than putting it in the pile with all the other foils. It also helped me keep it separated for the end of the video. Malira's Keepers, Flesh Eater Imp, Core Prowler, and another Galvanoth. There he is, another Galvanoth. Joy. Joyous day. I don't remember, or I should say, I don't know how many mythics you should normally see in a box of this set. just because I know that the mythic counts used to be a lot lower than they are these days. Brass Squire, so I don't know if we're only going to see 2. Maybe we see 3. Distant Memories. Didn't we open 2 of those already? Yeah, we totally did, and we almost opened them back to back, almost. Pretty close. Pretty close. We now have 2 duplicate rares. Let's stop that nonsense, unless they want to give us a second Inkmoth Nexus. Fair? I think that's fair. Unless they want to give me 2 Blightsteel Colossus. They could do that. I'd be fine with that. Double up on the mythics, man. Come on. A Quarter Paladin, Plague Mirror, Metallic Mastery, and a Spine of Isha. So there's the regular copy of the foil that we opened. Not a bad little rare. I mean, it's a 7 mana cost card, but it's not so bad. And the reason that it's good is because it's when it enters a battlefield, you destroy target permanent. Permanent. Doesn't matter what it is, you blow it up. When it's put into a graveyard from the battlefield, return it to its owner's hand. Which is why it's great for sacking mechanics, because you can sack it and get it back to your hand to blow up another thing. Flesh Eater Imp, Viridian Claw, Corrupted Conscience, and a Phyrexian Revoker. This is a good little card, too. 2 mana, 2/1. You name a non-land card, activated abilities. Essentially, Pithing Needle on a creature. So, yeah, not so bad. Not so bad. Now, of course, because it's a creature, makes it easier to kill than Pithing Needle. Pithing Needle has to have specific, remove target permanent or artifact. This could just be shot by, any kind of, gut shot or whatever. What have you. Kemba's Legion, Plague Mob Beast, Mortipod, and a Psychosis Crawler, I should say. Very good card as well. Star. Its power and toughness equal the number of cards in your hand. Whenever you draw a card, each opponent loses a life. So I have a friend who plays that in a deck with Consecrated Sphinx. So it's a lot of damage, and his creature gets very large very quickly. Leonin Relic Warder, Signal Pest, Vidalcan Autonomist, and we got a 3rd mythic, but it's not one of the top ones again. We still need Blightsteel Sword, Consecrated Sphinx, Tezzeret, or Thrune, but it is Glissa, and Glissa is a pretty cool card, I have to say. Zombie Elf, First Strike Death Touch, 3/3 for 3 mana, 2 green and black. Whenever a creature an opponent controls is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you may return target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. Not a bad little card. Not a bad little card. Especially in any green-black dredge deck, for sure. Cold Dotha's Flame Fiend, Silverskin Armor, Skinwing, and Slagstorm. 3 damage to each creature, or 3 damage to each player. There you go. And we got a foil Skinwing. There it is. There it is. Remember that card that I just mentioned? Well, here it is again in foil, baby. I hope you wanted it. I did. Nurok Commando, Choking Fumes, Pierce Strider, and Victory's Herald. A 4/4 for 6 mana flying. Whenever it attacks, creatures gain flying and lifelink until end of turn. I should say attacking creatures gain flying and lifelink. A Glissa's Courier foil. Not a bad little card. A 2/3 Mountain Walk for 3. Not a bad little thing. Definitely a card that I play in my green. I think... Do I play it? I don't play it, actually. I was just thinking, I was like, I do play some stuff like that. A Quarter Paladin, Silverskin Armor, a Nested Ghoul, and Decimator Web again. A second Decimator Web. Okay, we've got 3 duplicated rares, and not the one we want. We want a duplicate of Inkmoth Nexus. Come on, baby. Duplicate Inkmoth. Inkmoth Nexus duplicate. That's what we're talking about. No? We can't see it? Alright, well then how about another mythic then? Sword? Blightsteel Colossus? One of those would be cool. Okay, I'll take a Thrune. I'll take a Thrun. Thrune, however you want to pronounce it. I will take that. $10 ticket right there. There he is. We're down to the last 6 packs here. Let's crank this baby out. Try to keep it under 25 minutes here. I wanted to try and keep it under 30, but I mean it's going to be under 30. I just was hoping it would be under 20 as well. That's not going to be the case. And we got a Knowledge Pool as our rare here. Interesting little rare there. Ooh, there's another one of those zombie tokens, so I'll make sure I have to pull that out later. Put that off to the side. Actually, you know what? I've already got the other one down here. Boom! Put him right there. There he is. Okay. Open this bad boy up. What we got? What we got? Another duplicate of Inkmoth Nexus. That's what we want to see now. Piston Sledge, Plague Mob Beast, and a Darksteel Plate. All right, this is an interesting one. 3 mana, indestructible. It's indestructible. Equipped creature is indestructible. There you go. There you have it. Another foil. A foil Brass Squire. Brass Squire is a really cool card from this set. He's 3 mana, 1/3, and you can tap him to attach equipments. So that means you can do it at instant speed. So he basically turns all of your equipments into things like cranial plating, where they can be moved for specific types of mana, except that it's moved just by him. So that's not so bad. Second Phyrexian Rebirth, 4 duplicated rares. Come on. And none of them are the one that we want. We want Inkmoth Nexus duplicated, if anything. Alright, if I get a 5th duplicated rare, I'm gonna call shenanigans on this box. Right? I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Maybe I'm crazy. Oh my god. Okay, there it is. Mirrodin Crusader. That's 5 duplicates. Now, is this set low in numbers? It is. Okay, so it's not surprising to see this many duplicates then in this set. And that's probably why we're seeing so many. Now, when I opened up those 9 duplicates in Aether Revolt box, that was a little absurd and unheard of. A second Green Sun Zenith. Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it. It's worth like $4 or $5. So the set only has 155 cards in it. So that's why we're seeing so many duplicated rares here in this box, because there are not as many to find. Go for the Throat, Viridian Corruptor, Core Prowler, and a Cryptoplasm. So there you go. We made it all the way up to 7 duplicated rares. We made it up to 7 duplicated rares, which is still less than that Aether Revolt box, which is funny to me, because Aether Revolt was a regular-sized set. It wasn't that small compared to this, right? It wasn't that small compared to this set by any means. Decimator Web we had 2 of, right? Yeah, okay. Let's see what we got here. Nope, we got Galvanoth is doubled. We want to pull out the Cryptoplasm, Decimator Web, and Galvanoth. There he is. There he is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, we only got 6 duplicates. I thought we had 7. Maybe I'm just crazy. Did we hit a 7th duplicate? And I just didn't see it? I mean, we technically got 2 spines, but one's a foil, so that doesn't count. I think that we only hit 6 then. And I'm just foolish, and I counted improperly. But still, 6 duplicate rares is probably about on average, I would say, for a set that's so small, 155. That makes sense to me. The fact that we hit 4 mythics is probably not bad, because of the chance of hitting so many more of the duplicate rares rather than hitting a mythic. So I mean, there is that. Anyway, let's keep this video under 25 minutes. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been your host, Mr. Bevers. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share the video. I also have a store under nerdvanastore.ca for all your single needs. I also have a Patreon where you can sign up for grab bags, bundles, booster boxes, things like that. You will also get discount codes to the store if that's the case, if that's something you're interested in. I try to keep my singles priced under TCG value if I can. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, may your pulls ever be better.